In this video, you are going to get 50 quick tips to live on an extremely low income inspired by the teachings of Dave Ramsey. Welcome to Affluent Advice, where we break down the words of the wealthy so you can become successful. Break out a pen and paper and take some notes. If you need to, pause the video or listen through it multiple times because you don't want to miss a single tip if you are living on a bare bones budget. Tip number 1, embrace a zero-based budget. Give every dollar a purpose. List all your expenses, including necessities and debts, and allocate every dollar of your income to a category. Tip number 2, cut unnecessary expenses. Trim the fat from your budget. Cancel unused subscriptions, reduce dining out, and find free or low-cost entertainment options. Tip number 3, build a starter emergency fund. Save $1,000 as a safety net for unexpected expenses. This prevents from going into debt for minor emergencies. Tip number 4, focus on the 4 walls. Prioritize food, shelter, utilities, and transportation. These are essential expenses that must be covered first. Tip number 5, cook at home. Prepare meals from scratch to save money on eating out. Cooking at home is healthier and cheaper. Tip number 6, use cash envelopes. Allocate cash for specific categories, groceries, entertainment, and stick to the envelope system to avoid overspending. Tip number 7, avoid debt. Debt is a financial emergency. Use cash or delay purchases until you can afford them without borrowing. Tip number 8, buy used. Purchase secondhand items like clothing, furniture, and electronics to save money and reduce debt. Tip number 9, negotiate bills. Call service providers to negotiate lower rates on bills like cable, internet, and insurance. Tip number 10, use public transportation. Cut down on transportation costs by using public transit or carpooling. Tip number 11, shop smart. Clip coupons, buy in bulk, and take advantage of sales to maximize savings on groceries and household items. Tip number 12, increase income. Find a part-time job, gig work, or sell unused items to supplement your income. We will get back to the tips in just a moment. Consider supporting the channel by using the affiliate link in the description. Tired of missing out on rewards because you're using a debit card? Say goodbye to that frustration and hello to the future of banking with the revolutionary Transact card. Imagine earning rewards on every purchase you make, from groceries to gas and everything in between. With Transact card, you get 100% of the rewards you deserve, so you can enjoy the benefits without the limitations. Unlike traditional credit cards that restrict your rewards to specific spending categories or impose annoying limits, Transact card allows you to earn on all your transactions. There are no caps on how much you can earn. The more you spend, the more you save. Your peace of mind is our priority. Your Visa Transact card will be attached to an FDIC-insured checking account with advanced security features and real-time transaction alerts. You'll always be in control of your finances and have confidence in every swipe. Don't let your hard-earned money go to waste. Join the rewards revolution today with Transact card. Stretch the value of every dollar by getting one Z-Buck for every dollar that you spend on every purchase. Redeem your rewards in the Z Club to save on everyday items and brand name goods at wholesale prices. Sign up now using the link in the description to take the first step towards maximizing your everyday spending. Your journey to endless rewards starts here. Now, back to the video. Tip number 13, create a side hustle. Turn a skill or hobby into a side business to earn extra money. Tip number 14, sell the car. If possible, get rid of a car payment and opt for reliable used vehicles. Tip number 15, downsize housing. Consider moving into a smaller, more affordable place to save on rent or mortgage. Tip number 16, avoid lifestyle inflation. Resist the urge to spend money as your income increases. Instead, allocate the extra money to savings and debt reduction. Tip number 17, negotiate medical bills. If faced with medical expenses, negotiate with healthcare providers to lower the costs. Tip number 18, DIY and learn skills. Learn basic home maintenance, repairs, and cooking to save on hiring professionals. Tip number 19, plan errands efficiently. Minimize unnecessary trips and consolidate errands to save on gas and time. Tip number 20, utilize community resources. Explore local food banks, community centers, and support services for help during tough times. Tip number 21, avoid comparison. Focus on your financial journey, not what others have or do. Comparison can lead to unnecessary spending. Tip number 22, stay motivated. Keep your financial goals visible and track your progress to stay motivated and on track. Tip number 23, negotiate rent. If renting, try negotiating with your landlord for a lower rent rate. Tip number 24, invest in education. Use free online resources to improve your skills and make yourself more marketable for higher paying jobs. Tip number 25, build credit wisely. If you've used credit, make payments on time and keep balances low to avoid high interest and fees. Tip number 26, practice gratitude. Appreciate what you have and find joy in the journey of financial stability even on a low income. Tip number 27, prioritize the debt snowball. List debts from smallest to largest and focus on paying off the smallest one first. Once it's paid, roll that payment into the next debt. Tip number 28, DIY gifts. Save money on special occasions by making thoughtful gifts instead of buying expensive items. Tip number 29, stay healthy. Prevent medical expenses by maintaining a healthy lifestyle through exercise, a balanced diet, and regular checkups. Tip number 30, use library resources. Borrow books, movies, and other materials from the library instead of buying or renting. Tip number 31, avoid impulse buys. Wait 24 hours before making non-essential purchases to prevent impulse spending. Tip 32, plan meals. Create a weekly meal plan and grocery list to avoid overspending on groceries and reduce food waste. Tip 33, repair instead of replace. Extend the life of items by repairing them instead of buying new ones. Tip 34, find free entertainment. Explore local parks, museums, and community events that offer entertainment without cost. Tip 35, grow your own food. If possible, cultivate a small garden to save on produce costs. Tip number 36, bulk cooking. Prepare meals in bulk and freeze them to save time and money on cooking daily. Tip number 37, cut cable TV. Consider canceling cable TV and opting for a cheaper streaming service or free alternatives. Tip number 38, automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to a savings account to make saving a consistent habit. Tip number 39, barter and trade. Exchange skills, services, or items with friends or neighbors instead of buying them. Tip number 40, use energy efficiently. Turn off lights, unplug devices, and use energy efficient appliances to lower utility bills. Tip number 41, find low-cost hobbies. Engage in hobbies like hiking, biking, drawing, or writing that have minimal associated costs. Tip number 42, review insurance coverage. Regularly assess your insurance policies to ensure you have the coverage you need without overpaying. Tip number 43, stay positive. Maintain a positive attitude and remember that financial challenges are temporary. Tip number 44, limit credit card use. Or better yet, don't use them at all. If you can't afford to buy the item with a debit card or cash, you can't afford to buy that item. Tip number 45, cut hair at home. Learn to cut your hair or your family's hair at home to save on salon expenses. Tip number 46, comparison shop. Before making significant purchases, research and compare prices to find the best deal. Tip number 47, use free financial tools. Utilize budgeting apps, spreadsheets, and online resources to manage your finances effectively. Tip number 48, volunteer for discounts. Some organizations offer discounts or free services in exchange for volunteer work. Tip number 49, negotiate for raises. If you're employed, prepare and present your achievements to request a raise when appropriate. Tip number 50, focus on financial education. Continue learning about personal finance through books, podcasts, and online resources to make informed decisions. There you have it. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening exploration of 50 quick tips to live on an extremely low income. Please subscribe to Affluent Advice for more amazing content and be sure to click on the related video on screen now.